Okay, yeah, good to go. So, welcome in everyone to Tier 2 Blue for ALR Season 20, Round 6 at Spa. Not the 24-hour layout, so we'll be starting on the main grid for this one. I'm coming up to the end of this championship, and I know there are things that happen in this one that are going to make a big difference to the championship. We'll cover them later, probably at the end of the stream after whatever has happened has happened. We're also got a little bit of Jack roasting to be doing. Down in 12th was, I think it was what you think in qualifying, he would have actually been mid-pack in Tier 6, considering this is Tier 2. So didn't have the best qualifying by any means. Luckily he's got the Citroen to bail himself out a little bit. But we've actually got Astro on pole. I think this is his first pole position, and he took quite a dominant pole position. I think almost half a second clear of P2. And Badabig has been really quick this season. And the Renault's no slouch either, even in top speed, even though it used to be one of the worst. It's actually not that bad now. But yeah, first pole for Astro. Badabig second, getting a crucial blow over Harry in fourth. Them two are the main title rivals. I don't think anybody else is in the championship fight for the drivers. It is just those two, really. So Badabig, a couple of places ahead. Harry's obviously got the Citroen, which is going to be helpful off the start. Renault's not bad either, but I still reckon Harry could get him. Got Prime Call again in third. Really good qualifying, but you got a feel for him in the starts because he's dropped, I think he's dropped 5 positions off the line the last couple of races, and it's nothing to do with a bad start. It's just the car will not get going. Then we've got Taz in 5th in the Audi. So a bit of a return to form. I think he struggled a bit in the feature last week. Not in the feature, in the sprint last week. Had a good feature race to sort of balance it out. Actually, Taz could possibly be in this championship fight, potentially. I think he's the only other driver that's remotely close to them that you would say is in a championship fight. Also in the Viper, should get on a lot better here than he did at Catalunya. Tyres should easily make the sprint race. Not going to be that bad. It was actually not too bad on tyre wear considering the sort of high-speed corners in the middle of the lap. That is where also is going to struggle, but first and last sector he should be absolutely crushing in that Viper. Then we've got Klinger in the AMG in 7th. I think maybe slightly worse than last week, but still mid-pack. It's a good qualifying in 7th, and the AMG, another one good off the line. There's cars in front that he can get past. Ross back up into 8th, I think. Kind of where he's been around. He had a couple of bad rounds last week and the week before. Pyro up in 9th. It's actually still slightly worse than he started off the season, so he's had a bit of a dip in form. That is continuing, but he's still in the top 10. Then we've got Arfaxad in the Porsche in 10th. But that Porsche was actually a new driver. We're going to call him VX. It's going to get slightly confusing. But VX in the 4GT. Arfaxad might not actually end up last because the 4GT is not good off the line either. And then, as I said, we've got Jack in last in the Citroen. So let's get this one underway. There is a chance it can rain. It's not going to be scripted weather, obviously, like last season, but it is possible for some rain. Doesn't look like it's coming, though. And they are off. Astro holding inside. Oh, also going for a late one to the inside. Makes a little bit of contact. Oh, and Harry getting bumped out a bit wide from Badabig. Just in time. No, you've just missed it, Jack. You've just missed it. Go back to the start. Start again. And then you can skip forward and join us. But we've got Astro building a nice lead so far. Also did manage to get up into second. Oh, and there's some sliding going on there. That's going to cost Harry a lot of positions. Klinger's made up a lot of time. Badabig right on the back of Auto. And also onto the back of Astro, even with that big gap. But it's not enough to go for the move. It is enough to hold on to P2 though. I did it like one time to get gold and that was it. It's not that impressive, Jack. And also, we think he's going to be a bit of a roadblock in this section for Badabig in the Renault. It's not an easy place to... Sure, same. But not an easy place to get a move done in this middle sector. Quite a big. Yo, you're better. You wouldn't have even won in Tier 6 last week. You can't say that you're better. It's like it's not close, Jack. At all. So Badwig not able to get through in the middle sector. And Auto goes wide. But honestly, the Viper's straight line speed probably enough to hold that regardless. What are you talking about, Jack? The Ferrari is not a meta car around Spa. You won the sprint in the wet. It's not even the same conditions. I was expecting a more reasoned argument when you turned up, Jack, as to why you're not washed. But also, getting away from Badabig. The acceleration out of that last corner was great. Badabig just dipping a wheel onto the AstroTurf. Holding on to third, but he drops away from Auto. Auto's pulling away. And he's probably out of the slipstream, and that's going to allow Klingon to the back of him to challenge for the podium. Badabig having to go defensive. Klinger is going to try around the outside, or is he going to bail out of the move? Bails out of the move. It's really difficult to make a move around the outside stick. When you start going too wide, it makes the corner so much tighter than it would be on your own. Astro driving away pretty comfortably up at the front. Which makes sense. He had a big gap in qualifying, and he's showing that it wasn't just one lap. He's got the pace to do it consistently. Badabig, I'm pretty sure he's going to close up to Auto in this sector. Like I said, when we get to the parts of the track where it's easy to make a move, not sure if the Renault's actually got enough to get around the Viper. Because he's not all over the back of Auto yet. I don't see Harry in the top 8. So let's go and have a quick check. Harry down in 10th. So I don't know if that was actually maybe a crash or a bit of an off track. We know he had the slide at the top of Eau Rouge and it cost him quite a few positions. Didn't know it cost him all the way down to 10th though. Oh, now up to 9th as Avax had just served a penalty, I believe. Then we've got Ross in 8th, Taz in 7th. Jack has used his hacks off the starting grid to get himself up to 6th position. And he's got plenty of space in front of him. But based on qualifying, we're not really expecting him to be pushing his way forward towards Prime Call. Who again drops a couple of positions, not quite as bad as it has been in previous races. And again, Auto, the insane acceleration out of that last chicane, has pulled away and got himself safe from Badabig, which means he's going to come under threat from Klinger again. Klinger nicely into the slipstream. They got a tailwind. And Badabig really revving out in 6th gear in the Renault. And Klinger not quite getting close enough. And neither was Prime Call behind. So let's have a little drop down. Is anybody going for a move? Ooh, that's Harry with a half-second penalty. And that's going to cost him a position to Pyro at the moment. And then we've actually got VX on the mediums. That's a interesting choice. I can only assume that's a mistake. Can't see any way anyone's killing the soft tyres in the sprint race in this one. So that might be a mistake, although it does explain why he's off the back a little bit. because the sprint is not long enough for the medium tyres to become the best tyre in this situation. And Pyro's actually putting Harry under pressure for this 9th position. So Harry's definitely going to lose his position to Pyro. And he does lose that position. He's probably not going to lose the position to Arfaxad. No, he's not. Arfaxad not close enough, even with the run all the way to the chicane. I don't think he's going to get there. Not quite. Taz having to defend from Ross up ahead. Ross looked like he was setting up a great exit from the chicane. Right into the slipstream of Taz. Taz covering off the inside. Ross, I think, was just going for a bump draft. Doesn't want to get the move done into turn 1. Do open himself to getting immediately passed back on the next straight. And Jack is not pulling away from these guys, just sort of holding the gap at the moment. Ooh, Ross kicking up a little bit of grass. That might cost him a little bit onto the straight. And the Audi is no slouch. And it doesn't look like Ross is gaining enough to really challenge. And he's definitely not. Oh, Pyro picks up a half-second penalty. Easy to do in Eau Rouge if you don't quite get the turning right. Should be less of a problem with the FR cars, because they're not liable to take off, potentially. Some of the MR cars still do. But he's right onto the back of Ross. So he must have decent pace. Qualified in 9th, but he's not. He's doing pretty well to come forward in this one, or try to. The penalty's going to hurt. Oh, a little mistake there from Pyro onto the AstroTurf. Not enough to cost him the position. It has cost him some time. He's definitely going to lose that half-second penalty. He's going to cost him position to Harry. Oh, and he makes another small mistake. Having a little bit of a slide there. Arfaxad could be close enough to gain this position. Is he going to use the grass to try and make the penalty less severe? No. Here comes Arfaxad. Is he going to try and go around the outside? Oh, it's risky. Yeah, and he ends up going wide. He does get the move though. Is that probably going to be a penalty? Or does the game think because it's contact it's fine? Well, the game thinks it's fine. You do normally get a penalty if you go off on your own there. And I've actually going slightly defensive, but I don't think Pyro was really looking for the move there. Same thinking as Ross. Don't want to pass before the long straight. Pyro right on the back of Arfaxad now. Can he keep it within bounds? Looked like he did. Now, can he get the run? Porsche's not got the best top end. The AMG should have the advantage, but he's going to have to go a long way around if he wants to make this move. And he's going to try it. Gets there, keeps it within the track. Great move there from Pyro. Has he got it? Oh, I think he's just... Yes, he has. Great move there from Pyro. So get that done. Up into the 10th. With some space in front, and we saw him close that gap a lap ago. Oh, getting a little bit on the AstroTurf. He's having a fair few slides. Trying to push on and get this move done. So let's have a quick check in at the front. So, Bada Big is now right onto the back of also. I'm going for the move. I've got this perfect time. Bada Big. Great move there from Bada Big. Just sent it around the outside. Let's have a look at that from Bada Big's point of view. Let's go on board. That's auto. Bada Big. So he doesn't really get an excellent run, but he's right behind him. Also goes to cover the inside, leaves the outside wide open, and Badabig just sends it. Great move there from Badabig, just absolutely sent it around the outside. Also, I think he made the right choice, because there's no way he was going to be able to defend the outside with the Viper. But now, is he going to be close enough to go for a move back and get P2? Looks like he's more focused on defending from Klinger right now. He is closing in, but not that much. We have seen him get some ridiculous exits out of this chicane though, as Prime Call is about to try his own move around the outside. Might have got that one done on Klinger. Looks like he has for now. Did Klinger get a better exit? No. Nice move there from Prime Call up into P4. And also has closed in a bit on Badabig. And this is the section. We're going to stick with Auto, because we've seen how much the Viper gains on the straights. He's well within touching distance of going for a move. He's got to time this right. And he might not have. He could have done with a run to make this easier. Was he going for the bump draft? I think that was a mistake. Surely he could have just gone to the outside and drove past him on the straight. I'm not sure. I think maybe he was just looking for a bit too much slipstream that he probably didn't need. Kling's actually got the move back on Prime Call as well to get back up into fourth. Now, Auto's tyres are more worn than Badabig's, but they're not terrible. But like I said, this is a section where Badabig should be faster. You can see him carrying a lot more corner speed. Question is, can he get far enough ahead so that Auto cannot get back to him on the next long straights? And there's three that he's got to build a big gap to stay ahead all the way down all three of them. The Renault potentially being able to carry more speed onto this back straight is going to help a lot, because it looks like he's broken in for now. And again, also having to focus on defending from Klinger. Unless also gets a monster exit, I don't think he's going to be able to challenge Badabig now. And they've only got one lap left to do it. Oh, Klinger having a slide. Allows Prime Call right onto the back of him, but it's not close enough to go for a move, although Klinger is having to defend. Prime Call sending it to the outside. He's going to try and go all the way around the outside. Tried it, almost made it. Faster slot back in. Auto did get a good exit. Oh, that's close. That is close to being enough to get back to Badabig. And that is how ridiculous the Viper is. I don't think he's going to get there. No, he's not going to get there. Don't know if he had to lift through Eau Rouge maybe, with those tyres going off, or if it's still easy flat. But he can't quite get there. I think that should be P2 locked down for Badabig. Astro has locked down P1. He's had it locked down pretty much since the start of the race. Not been challenged at all. Got a couple of seconds over Badabig now. 1 lap to go. Shouldn't have any issues really in locking this one down. Got Harry up into 6th, so that's big for the championship. Managed to recover and get past these drivers behind who've all sort of swapped positions. Ross has made a position. Jack's lost a couple, although he's having to go back at Ross now. Gets to the inside. Oh, he wasn't going for a move, but I think Ross just went wide and Taz bumping Jack through. Oh, and Taz having a big slide there. Is that allowing Pyro through? Not quite, but he is on the outside. No, Taz. I mean, super deep boy 3 wide through this section. That's risky. Tyres going out onto the AstroTurf. It's going to allow Jack to get a little bit of a gap in 7th. And Taz has just about recovered, but we've just lost Ross. Oh, what happened to Ross? So Mai gets dirty tyres going off onto the AstroTurf. Was it any more than that? Oh, just lost it on the throttle. Just lost it on the throttle, and then, oh, gets collected from Arfak's side for good measure. Actually picks up a little bit of damage. VX not going to be close enough to capitalise on that. Although he's been really consistent, low 20s on those medium tyres. Maybe it's going to be good practice for the feature at least. As Astro comes across to dominate the sprint race, take P1. Bada Big eventually managed to get past Auto and get P2. Auto still on the podium though. Just ahead of Klinger and Prime Call with a bit of a photo finish there. Harry recovers to 6, which is big for his championship. Taz does hold on to... Oh, what happens to Jack? What did happen to Jack? Oh, he picked up a penalty. Jack, what are you doing, Jack? You absolutely had that one. Yeah, they both just drive past him on the straight because of the penalty. Maybe just sandbagging to get feature 2nd place. I see. He tries to set up a better exit. Well, we can see that, Jack. If it wasn't evident by the last place in qualifying, it was evident just then. Ross bringing up 12th place, and that's unfortunate for Ross because he's just lost his reverse grid pole position there, I think he had at that point. So let's go and grab the feature race. And we've got a couple of strategies that are possible in the feature race. Definitely a one-stop, because even with this layout of Spa, pit lane is very long. So 2-stop, not the way to go. We've got some cars that can make medium soft work, and some that are going to have to do hard and medium. And I'm pretty sure everyone who starts... Ooh, Arfak's had starting on the softs. True. But he could have potentially, without his spin, he could have potentially got you in that one as well. Because he was right at the back of Pyro and Taz. But we've got Arfak's side going on softs for the first stint. It's very aggressive. Going to need to go 6 laps on those, on a full tank. Not going to be easy. Jack going mediums, probably going for the medium soft. Pyro, I would guess, isn't going for medium soft, but he wants to go with the mediums first. It is going to work out because we've got soft, medium, medium at the front. Taz also going on mediums, could be going for the medium soft. Harry, I'm fairly certain, will be. Prime Costa on the hard, so he's definitely going to go hard, medium. Same for Klinger. Auto, we know, is going to be going hard, medium. Viper has not got the tyres to do medium soft. Badabig is on the mediums, and I would assume that means he's going medium soft. Because I wouldn't be starting, if I was going medium hard, I would not be starting on the mediums down in 9th. Astro on the hards. BX on the mediums. He's in the Ford, that could potentially do a medium soft, so we'll have to see when they decide to come in, and Ross is on the hards. So it looks like quite an even split. And we've actually got 3 strategies, three different strategies on the go, because I'm pretty sure Pyro is going to go medium hard. And I wonder if Arfak's side is thinking try the 2-stop. I hope he's not, for his sake. But he's definitely going to have the pace to get away at the front on the softs. The question is, how long are they even going to be faster? 4 laps maybe? And he needs to make sure he doesn't get overtaken by Jack. Oh, Jack under the slide, that's not going to help him. But the Citroen's quite a bit faster than the Porsches. So Jack could get this move done, which will ruin Arfak's race. So on those soft tyres, he really needs to be out on his own, putting in the times through the corners. And Jack doesn't really get that close. Maybe thinking about saving fuel. Did lift off the throttle at the end of the straight there. And then, ooh, it was Taz with a half-second penalty already. And because it is Spa and some cars starting the last corner, we have a massive gap already between the field. Quite a big field spread. 7th place is the position that gets it worst. Which is why Klinge is already onto the back of Auto. Badabig still in 9th, everyone kind of holding position. BX has dropped back 1 position as Russ has come forward, but he has got a half-second penalty. And these guys at the back have really dropped off. I wonder if they got stuck doing both parts of the chicane, because that would be really unfortunate. Oh, he out-dragged you. Yeah, that is crazy. Crazy acceleration. Like, I think we looked last race and the Citroen actually has the better standing start, but I think out of a slow corner, the Viper still takes it for the best accelerating car. And we saw in the sprint race, he was gapping Badabig by so much out of this chicane. As Jack goes a little bit wide, he's coming under a lot of pressure from Pyro. We said in the sprint race, Pyro looked like he had the pace. Managed to close in to Taz and Ross ahead. Almost a big crash on lap 14. I will make a note. If I miss it, somebody remind me. But we know what we're looking forward to. I did see that Pyro wasn't particularly pleased after the race, and that would certainly explain why. So, top 5 with a massive gap. Which makes sense to a degree, as Badabig's made a couple of positions up there. How's he done this? Well, he's actually did it a while ago. He did it a long time ago. So we got past Klinge in the middle sector on the first lap. I thought he got 2 positions pretty quickly. Goes for a really late one, gets alongside, makes the apex. Looked like a good move. Then that puts him onto the back of Auto, and he spent a decent amount of time trying to get past Auto in the sprint race. But now he does have the tyre advantage immediately. And we know... Go forward a little bit. Let's go forward to here. Auto, oh, he goes deep defending. Messes it up. Yeah, true. Especially if you know he's on medium tyres. Sometimes you don't always know, and yeah, Auto not even in any danger at all. With the power of the Viper out of that chicane. Ooh, a little bit of a slide from Auto. Don't think there was contact. If there was, it was just netcode. But Badabig looks like he's pretty much got this position. I think Auto smartly backs out there. Oh, but he gets a slide. That might cost him trying to get this position back. I think it was the right idea from Auto to back out and try and get him on this straight here, but that mistake might have cost him enough that he can't do it. Yeah, and he can't. So that is Badabig up into P7. And now he's just got one more driver on the hard ahead, Primecall. So, Primecall, the lead driver on the hard medium strategy. Badabig, pretty sure he's going to go medium soft. But just needs to clear these guys so he can get up with the pack ahead. As Harry has made 1 position past Taz up into P4. Pyro still all over the back of Jack. He's used a lot more fuel though. Jack, I think it was last race that he said that he did forget about fuel saving in the first part of the race. I think he's remembered in this one. And Alpaxad not pulling too far away. Only had 2 laps on these tyres so far. So they're still faster for now. They look like they're holding up well enough that he could be going soft medium. So I don't think he's doing the 2-stop, which is good news for him. So Pyro, still over the back of Jack. Can he get this move done? Is really close? Is Jack going to defend? Yes and no, puts it in the middle of the road. Pyro going for a late dive to the inside. Gets it done, gets it stopped. Jack, I'm not sure if he was setting up for an exit or he was just happy to sit behind. Yeah, he's doing lots of short shifting. So maybe he's just happy to sit behind for now. Not push the tyres too hard, save some fuel. He's got his teammate behind him in 4th. Wonder if there'll be any team orders come into play when Harry gets there, assuming he does. Yeah, Jack already into 7th. Actually, no, it was Micey already in 7th, and Jack's also in 7th, so they're definitely doing some fuel saving. He's both got pretty much identical fuel. We've seen both the Citroens do basically the same strategy pretty much everywhere. So they're obviously sharing strategies between them. And Badabig has got up into 6th now, so he's got a little bit of a gap in front to Taz. See what sort of pace he's got on the medium tyres to get back to this group. They're on the same strategy as him pretty much. Oh, Jack going all 4 wheels off. I don't think that was team orders, but it did work out quite nicely for Harry. Up into 3rd now. Jack's just got to be a little bit careful through here. We're on the dirty medium tyres. Doesn't want to get Taz get too close. Now we have sort of separated into 3 groups with the pack. We've got the front 5, currently on the more aggressive, softer tyre. Badawig trying to get into that group now that he's through the other hard runners. And we've got P7 down to P10. Although Primecore's got a little bit of a gap. Astro's still stuck behind Auto. And we know Astro's got the pace. So if he can get past Auto, he should be able to pull away. And he's going to need to, because this is a big gap to make up. He's going to get an undercut on the drivers at the front, doing the medium soft. Just a question of how many laps earlier can he afford to come in. But Astro's still not able to get that move done. Klinger just behind them. We've got VX on the mediums. Looks like he's relatively close on pace, but he did lose some time early on in the first couple of laps, and Ross is actually down into last position. Trying to have a quick look at the tyre situation. I think VX's front tyres are quite worn. Well, not quite worn, they're slightly more worn than the other guys at the front. Avaxad, if his tyres make it 6 laps, they are barely going to make 6 laps. As long as they can make it without dying, I think that might be a good strategy this season. Because if he'd been on mediums, he would have been fighting with these drivers a lot. Whereas now he's on the softs, he's doing his own thing out front. And Jack has kind of recovered, sitting on the back of his teammate. Taz also there. What are they doing? 20s, 21s, 19.3 from Badabig, so he's definitely closing that gap in. Is he taking more out of the tyres? Not particularly. But he's definitely got the pace to close into this front 5. So is Taz doing any fuel saving as well? Doesn't look like it. Although he's still got pretty much the same fuel as Jack. Even though we know Jack was doing some short shifting in the first couple of laps. And these guys last lap basically lost a second to Badabig. Although he is going 4/10 faster so far, so maybe it wasn't a great lap from Taz. It wasn't a great lap from Jack. We saw him go off in the mid-21s. It was 2 seconds lost to Badabig. And we know he's going to put up a fight when Badabig gets there. Got to try and do what he can for his teammate. Ooh, a little bit of contact there from Taz. I think Jack just went a little bit wide and had to slow down more than he wanted to actually get back and make the corner properly. 20.2, that's more like it from Jack. 20.1 from Taz, and another 19.3 from Badabig though. He's closing that gap in, he's closing it down fast. And now I think we're seeing the difference between the soft tyres and the medium tyres. Pyro's starting to close in on our backside. There's an interesting strategy from Pyro because he's going to get the undercut done on the guys on the mediums, but he's going to have to go onto the hards to end the race. And that's going to be a big pace difference when the guys on softs are coming at him at the end. And I thought Harry would close in this gap a little more. He's done a 19.5, so he's doing basically the same times pretty much as Badabig. Not quite as low, not as consistent, he's still getting that pace there, but going faster each lap. The Renault is a slightly more stable car than the Citroen, although they're both fairly stable for MR cars. So I don't think it's really a car advantage. Per se, they're quite even, it's the driver that's making the difference here. And Taz has managed to get past Jack. So did Jack make another mistake because he's lost a decent amount of time? Or did he just... No, Taz just... We saw he was close. Taz getting a good run through Eau Rouge. And we know Jack's saving fuel, so Taz just going to drive straight past. Yes, he is. Jack's not even defending. I feel like he will be once Badabig gets there. Yeah, and Jack losing that position, and he loses a lot of time in this middle sector. Because when we joined on board, he was not close to having to go back at Taz. So is there a mistake coming? Either a bit of a slide there. I mean, you need to make your mind up. I mean, a minute ago you were better than me and now you're slow. You gotta pick one and stick with it, Jack. If you're gonna gaslight people, one thing, keep it going. But that mistake cost Jack quite a bit of time. It's gonna put Badabig fairly close onto the back of him. One lap, maybe? 1.5 laps. Badabig's going to be close enough to look at going for a move on Jack. And crucially, we have Astro, he's past Auto. So, what kind of pace has Astro got? Primeco's the first one on the same strategy, and he's fairly close to him still. Kling's actually managed to get past Auto as well. How's our tyres doing? They're not great, certainly compared to Klinger. But it looks like Klinger's probably got this. Yeah, Auto not really able to stay close enough in that section, although he's going to get a monster exit again. We've seen this so many times. And he does close in. Not enough to go for the move though. Obi goes deep. As long as he sets up a good exit, he should be okay. Oh, goes onto the AstroTurf though. What sort of lap times? VX actually taking a lot of time out of the cars ahead. But I don't think he's going medium soft, because his tyres are already half worn after 5 laps, so I don't think they're going to make the 12 laps they would need. Ross, he's not really that close to him. Would have thought Ross would be coming back at him a little bit, even on the hard tyres. But let's jump back up to the front because we know Bada Big was, oh, he was close, getting close to Jack, but that half-second penalty going to cost him at least a second with this penalty zone. And Arfaxad has lost the lead to Pyro, and his tyres are really, really close to being punctured. He might just have enough to get back, although Harry's going for the move. Nice, aggressive, clean move there from Harry. Don't want to be spending any time behind a car that's on pretty much dead tyres. And goes a little bit wide. His car's going to be able to get the move done. He's trying to set himself up right on the outside. The Audi will outdrag the Porsche. But will it do it by the time? Oh yeah, easily. And Arfaxad might struggle through this corner. Yeah. Dirty air, almost dead tyres. Can put him into the clutches of Jack. Is going to be any miscommunication here because Arfaxad needs to come into the pits. Yeah, and Arfaxad just has to get on the brakes. Don't think he crossed the pit line, so he's not going to get a 3-second penalty. He does pick up a half-second for going off in the corner before. And I think that probably cost Jack a little bit of time. Not much, but Bada Big is basically as close as he was before the half-second penalty now. Wasn't a great lap from him on the last lap either. Obviously the pace is going to start dropping off now. Get to that 50% point on the tyres. How are they looking compared to Jack? Basically identical. Harry's looking in slightly better condition. Or Taz is even looking in slightly better condition. Basically identical to Harry. Pyro's used considerably more, but we were already fairly certain he was going to go hard medium. So that's definitely confirmed now. And Pyro being out front on the more worn tyres is probably good news for Bada Big. Because Harry has got to get this move done, start using his tyre advantage. But he's got the half-second penalty, and he's going to be behind even longer now. As Jack goes wide again in the background. Almost all four wheels onto the AstroTurf. And gets himself a half-second penalty, so he did definitely go all four wheels off. Picks up the half-second penalty. Bada Big, I think he's just going to get close enough. Yeah, he's close enough to gain that position in the penalty zone. So I don't think he's going to be interested in going for a move. We'd always seen him be very aggressive, but with the penalty zone coming up this quick, I don't think he's going to be going for a move here. And it's going to put him up into 4th place. Oh, Jack goes wide, doesn't even need to make him wait until the penalty zone. Goes wide again, then he's going to get a half-second penalty slowdown. Definitely not going to lose any more positions. As Astro did put in his fastest lap on the last lap. Getting into the 120s as he just goes a little bit wide. But he's lost so much time now. He's going to need to do a big undercut and have some good pace when he comes out to be able to fight for the win in this one. So maybe the double not on the cards. How's he doing? A prime call coming in really early. I'm surprised he didn't go medium soft. If he can go... Well, maybe he can only barely go 11 on the medium. So we have seen prime call have ridiculous tyre wear. So prime call the earliest to come in. I don't think anybody else is going to be joining him on this lap. Arfaxad is going for the soft medium. So in theory... Arfaxad, oh, but he just goes wide, a little mistake there. I was going to say, he could potentially be our net race leader at some point in this race again. I have to see where Prime Call comes out in comparison. He should come out behind. And we've seen him put a lot of fuel in the McLaren. Not quite as fuel efficient as it used to be. It used to be insane on tyres and insane on fuel. I don't think he's quite got that advantage because that is a decent gap to Arfaxad. It's probably what it was before the pits. He's actually put more fuel in than Arfaxad did to get to the end. And then we've got Ross, who I'm pretty sure will be closing in now to VX. 21.3 on the last lap. 21.8, he's actually still losing time on the last lap. And the tyres aren't actually that different, although VX making a mistake going onto the AstroTurf. And gets themselves a half-second penalty on top of that. Otto's got one as well. It's going to be dropping people back towards Ross. So going to give him a chance. 21.3, so Klinger doing his best lap on the last lap as well. Astro just dropping back into the 21s. We know that Jack had a bad lap, 23.1, and he's got another penalty. He's really going to drop him back from Badabig. There's a big gap now as Harry and Taz are having a little bit of a battle. Harry looked like he was out wide, and he got a penalty for it. And Badabig, it looks like not quite able to get both of them. It looked like he potentially managed to just dart up the inside of both. But he is up into third. His title rival in front of him. Klinger comes in as well. So at the end of lap 8, 10 laps on the medium. We saw him have good tyre wear at Watkins as well, so that's not particularly surprising. It'll be interesting to see if Badabig goes for a move. Oh, and he gets wrong-footed by Harry there. I'm not sure if Harry was going to go... What? How did Taz get a second penalty and Badabig got nothing? Okay, what happened? I want to see that again. From Taz's POV. I'm guessing Taz must cut Eau Rouge. Oh, massively. So that explains the 1 second penalty. Badabig definitely didn't gain time from this. I'm not sure what actually happened. Did the Renault take off potentially in the dirty air? No, just Harry... Did he shift up at the top of the hill maybe? No, he shifted up there. I had to lift to keep it within track limits. That was really unfortunate for Badabig. Like, it was impossible to predict that. Luckily, he didn't give him a penalty. And he could still potentially gain both of these positions. Taz will definitely gain as long as he sticks behind him. It's a question of how close they can stick to Harry. And this is great news for Pyro. He's on the worn tyres, but he's got a couple of second advantage now, which is going to get even bigger when they serve the penalties. And honestly, if I was Pyro, I'd probably be coming in this lap. I wouldn't want to do another lap on the mediums, because they're going to be getting close to being completely gone. All depends what his pace is like on the hards. He's a second down on his best at the moment, which put him at a 20.6 right now. He's probably going to lose, well, he's definitely going to lose time through the chicane a little bit with the worn tyres. So say 21 flat maybe. Question is, can he beat that on old hard tyres? Badabig did manage to get that position, managed to get both the positions. So Badabig now up into second. His rear tyres are looking a decent amount worse than Harry. And Taz's 1 second penalty actually dropped him back, so far back that he's in the clutches of Jack again. Oh, and Astro coming in as well. Lab 9, that makes sense for Astro. Pyro didn't come in. So not confident with his pace on the hard tyre. Still going to get a couple of lap undercut on these medium runners now. Taz looks like he's in a similar situation to Badabig on the rear though. So I wonder if their tyres are going to make it. Got 3 laps to go from this point. Harry's got another half-second penalty. Well, Badwick was already starting to pull away. Needs to be careful with the tyres, but he's got a big gap now behind. He's going to be even bigger once he serves that half second. Don't think it's going to be enough to bring Taz and Jack quite back into it. And then we've got Auto and VX still trying to hang this out. Can VX actually get those tyres to go 12 laps? They might be able to. They were really taking chunks out of him early on. But it looks like he's kind of brought it back under control. Because his fronts look fairly similar to Badabig and Taz's rear tyres. Avaxad's still net race leader, doing solid 220s at the moment. Prime call into the 219, so he's closing that gap. Klinger's managed to undercut Astro. And a big fuel difference as well, so that's been important to getting Klinger ahead as well. I think this is going to be his first push lap on the mediums to get to see his pace. Astro's just come out of the pits now, and Ross, I think, has just come out of the pits this lap as well, and he's fueled to the end, so maybe he can undercut VX, who's in front of him. Pyro surely going to be coming in this lap. Yeah, and he is. He's going to allow Badabig to take over the lead. Ty's still okay, they're close, but I think they'll just about make it. Harry didn't lose the position to Taz. Oh, another half-second penalty for Jack. God, these penalties are killing Jack's race. He must have had 2 or 3 seconds worth of penalties. Separate penalties. Basically all half a second each. So that's 50% of the laps he's picked up a penalty. And VX does stay out. I think he's going to try it. Is Pyro going to come out in the lead? Ooh, not quite. I think Arfax is going to get the run. And he does. Just. Can Pyro immediately go for this move though? Now he's in the slipstream. He's got cold hard tyres. Managed to get in nicely to Eau Rouge though. And now he's stuck in the slipstream. Getting closer. Is Arfax going to defend? He's not. Pyro's got to get this stopped on the hard tyres, which he just about does, but Arfax is still going to get him back around the outside. I've managed to hold on to that position. I was surprised he didn't defend if he was going to try that move he just did there, but a great move to go around the outside of Pyro. Sorry he was going deep. Just took advantage to get himself back up into the net race lead. And Primecall is actually really close to these. So Primecall really making the undercut work. 19.6 on the last lap, 20.1 for Klinger. Astro hasn't done a fast lap yet on the mediums. Oh, and I think, did Pyro just make a mistake? I think Pyro's made a little mistake. Ooh, Badabig's in. That is a surprise. Taz also in. Maybe they're not going medium soft. Maybe they're also going medium hard. Because I don't know if the softs can make 7 laps. BX has got to come in as well. So he can't make the medium soft work. So we've actually just got Arfaxad and both the Citroens trying to make the medium soft work. Oh, Klinger's gone a little bit wide. Let's go back and catch that. He's coming under pressure from Astro. Does he go to the inside to defend? No, I think he just went a little bit wide on his own. Intended. Ah. Astro's too fast. Fair. Yeah, I think Astro may be realising that because he just flashes hazards at you as well. Yeah, and Astro into the 219s on that last lap. Taz. Ooh, Taz is out on the softs. And Badabig's out on the softs. Okay, so Badabig's actually got the net race lead, but he's got to make the softs last 7 laps. And I'd be very impressed if they make it to the end. Because the Citroens have probably had the best tyre wear, except for maybe Prime Call, although he does tend to go on the more conservative strategy and push more rather than baby the tyres. But the Citroens have definitely been the ones going for the more aggressive tyre strategy and making it work. Probably the best, I would say. So the fact they're having to go 12 is slightly concerning for Badabig and Taz. But they must have done the testing. They must think it works. Because Badabig in particular, I think, just about had enough tyres to go 12 if he needed to. Didn't quite see Taz's tyres as he came in. It'll be interesting to see what lap times Badabig does. Because that'll tell us if he's pushing or if he's having to play it safe with the tyres. Harry into the pits. Jack, I'm assuming he's going to follow him in. Yeah, and he does. So, Prime Call is actually in a pretty good position. As Pyro's going to try and go for the move. On our backside, he's got the outside. Yeah, he can't get her all the way around the outside there. Oh, I've had a bit of a twitch. Pyro a bit of a twitch as well. It's going to have Prime Call into this fight immediately. And Pyro trying to cover off the inside, does it successfully. And does cover off Prime Call pretty nicely. Then we've got Harry out in P5 on the soft tyres. So he's got a few moves to make to get himself up to Badabig, who looks like he's disappearing. So maybe he just thinks he's just going to push for 6 laps and he'll deal with the consequences on lap 7 and hope he has a big enough gap. And this is getting super close now. Considering how the different strategies have played out as Pyro almost goes into the back of our backside. We've got basically second down to 9th. We're all on the back straight, or the main straight. No, it would be the back straight, yeah. On the Kemmel straight. Astro's setting the fastest lap. So that's showing the pace he's got. Down to a 19.1. Badabig could beat that on the soft tyres. If he is pushing 100%. And there are points for fastest lap. So maybe he's thinking, we saw Harry do it, I think at Laguna, where he did one push lap, get the fastest lap, and then just chilled to the end of the race. And Harry has managed to get that move done on Taz. I think he's just managed to get that move done. Where did Jack come out? Jack came out in 9th and he's got himself another half a second penalty. Maybe he's just dead set on keeping his record of a penalty on 50% of the laps. As he goes wide again. Yeah, and Astro, he's driven away from Klinger quite comfortably. Second faster on the last lap. He's got big time to gain in the last couple of laps. On some of these guys on softs, as my Harry goes for, well, I'm not sure if he was going for a move or trying to defend from Taz, but he almost goes into Prime Call there. 18.6 from Badabig, so he is, I mean, it's not a qualifying lap, but he's not holding back much. Oh, Pyro, these guys getting super close now. And Harry having to almost pull out a little bit because he got such a good exit compared to the McLaren up ahead. And we've got Pyro again back onto our backside in P2. Not alongside. Ooh, did Pyro just give him the dummy? I don't think he timed it quite right. Made a little bit of contact, stopped his run. He was trying to get to the inside. As we've got Harry thinking about going for a move. Taz is actually trying to go around the outside of Harry. I don't think that one's going to pay off for him. Oh, but there's been... Let's go. Miss Pyro having a go at our backside up ahead. We're going to miss so many fights in this battle, I think. So Arvax goes wide. Pyro tries to do the same move that Arvax did. Manages to make it stick. This is lap 14. Kind of could see whatever is about to happen. Oh, Prime Call just breaks way too late there, it looks like. Pyro is drifting for some reason. Almost collects his teammate. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Okay, so it looks like Harry actually gives Prime Call a bump. He does. But I don't think the bump made any difference. It's far enough before the braking zone. Let's actually go on board from Prime Call's point of view. Do a full dissection of this incident. Stewards results are out, so we know what actually happened with this. So he goes to defend, gets a bump. It's well before Prime Call is just way too late on the brakes. So I think that's definitely a penalty coming for Prime Call, who has just decided now to just go for it. I think Harry's got damage on the front, but I don't think that came from the hit with Prime Call. Well, it comes from the second hit with Prime Call. But, I mean, this is good news for Badabig, because all that chaos is giving him an even bigger lead. Great for Taz, because he's definitely not involved in that incident. He's just gained massively out of it. Arvax had lost one position. Astro's gained massively up into P5. Prime Call's lost out massively down into P6. Klinger's gained one position, but he was only past his teammate, which is not great for the Constructors' Championship. It makes no difference. He hasn't really gained anything. And then we've got Jack just off behind, but he is on the soft tyres. Pyro doesn't have damage anymore. And Jack should get this move relatively easily. Ross has managed to undercut Auto and VX, who is trying softs as well, so VX thinks he can go 7 on the softs, as well as Badabig and Taz. But this is coming up to the end of lap 3 for his stint, and they're already half won and he's got 4 laps to go. So for anyone who's good at maths, that does not quite add up. Badabig's got a chance, although his rear tyres are 50%. Maybe you could move the brake balance a little bit to help that. Keep the rears in check, because his fronts look like they'll make it, but the rears don't. He's got a big gap over Harry. Taz's got a half-second penalty, and he's got an even worse problem. His rear tyres are worse than Badabig's. So I think this last lap, lap 18, is going to be quite costly for some of these drivers. Namely Badabig, Taz and VX, I think, are the only ones trying to go 7. Astro is now up into 4th, which I was saying earlier on, he didn't look like he was going to have a chance at the win. I'm not sure he will, because Harry's tyres are easily going to make it. But he's definitely got a shot at a podium. I mean, Taz is only just up ahead and he's got a half-second penalty. We might not even need to wait to the last lap for Taz's tyres to give up. But that has just sort of calmed us down a little bit. Everyone's kind of spread out now. Although Pyro and Jack again with another half-second penalty. I feel like every time we come on to Jack, he's got a different half-second penalty. He might probably more than 50% of the laps now. It's not even at 50%, he's just... He could go a second a lap slower, just on pace, and do the same lap times as he's doing with all these penalties. And now Pyro and Jack are going to try and go side by side. Hopefully Jack backs out. I think he does. He should be able to brake so much later on the soft tyres. Should be an easy move. And he does. Get it done. Finally. Harry takes the fastest lap as well. Which is big. And that's going to be a lot faster than Badabig is. We saw Badabig was down into the 219s already on the soft tyres. So that's a second out of that lead. And if Badabig's tyres go on the last lap, he's going to need as much of the lead as he possibly can. And Jack already pulling away from Pyro. Ross not really in this fight at all at the moment. Otto's not going to be any danger. I don't think VX's tyres are going to make it. We'll have to wait and see. 3 laps on those soft tyres. I don't think they're quite going to last. I think we're going to stick on board with these guys for a while because I think this is where the immediate battle is going to be happening. Primecall sort of recovering after that, but he will have at least a 5-second penalty coming his way for that incident with Pyro. Taz, I think he has to let Astro go there, because if he fights around defending, there's 0 chance his tyres make it. So that does get Astro his podium. And I wouldn't rule out a P2 just yet. Although Badabig does have a big lead to Astro, he can probably tank a lap on dead tyres as long as he doesn't spin. He might not be that lucky with Harry though, who is his main championship rival, which is not ideal. And Arfak's out in P6. His medium tyres are not looking great, but they should hang on. Only 2 more laps to go. Klinger does have the tyre advantage. Jack still does have a tyre advantage as well. Pyro unsurprisingly dropping back from those guys, not able to keep up. Thanks for that camera angle. But we do have Taz. I mean, he should still have better tyres than Primecall at the moment. I'm really curious if these tyres are going to make the end. What was Badabig doing on the last lap? 20.0 compared to 19.0, so that's another second gone. I reckon they're going to punch her on the last lap. It's just a question of where they're going to punch her. How much of that last lap is he going to have to do on punctured tyres, and rear tyres at that? They're not easy to control. And he cannot afford a spin. Taz is holding on really well to Astro. I really thought on those worn tyres they would not be able to hang on, because he's not coming under pressure from Primecall. So let's do a quick tyre check. Badabig's are looking marginally better than Taz. Still don't think they're going to make the end without Puncher. Oh, and you can see Taz already starting to slide. Oh, that... No, he manages to save it. But they're 100% going to Puncher. They might even Puncher right at the end of this lap. So he's got to do a full lap on dead rear tyres. That's going to be such a big time loss. And yeah, he just cannot get the power down. He's almost punctured already. Definitely going to be a position for Arfaxad. These might drop tyres outside the top 10. And if he spins, it probably will. Harry's plenty. Badabig's have got to puncture this lap. If he's careful, he should only lose the one position to Harry. Astro's got comfortable P3. Small chance at P2. Depending on how Badabig goes, and that was, yeah, we heard it in the background. I'm surely going to drop him outside the top 10 now. He's got a puncture for a whole lap. He might just let Pyro go, because he's going to have to go so slow through Eau Rouge to not spin. Yeah, and that's why you don't drive on a puncture. Especially with an MR car. When the rears go first, you do not want to be on those tyres. How's VX doing? Well, luckily for him, he's won the fronts first, which is big. And Badabig's got a puncture. This is going to be the position lost. I'm not sure what was going on there. That was... Oh no, it looked like Harry was trying not to gain the position or something. But Badabig, he's got a half-second penalty, and he's going to be losing a lot of time. I think this might be his podium gone. Yeah, and he's really struggling to get that car around. Got a double rear puncture now. It's just going to get worse and worse. You see how much he's sliding around. Luckily, he's managed to control it. There's a small chance he loses this fourth position. Got Klinger, Arfaxad's close as well, but they will make it to the line. Same as Jack, actually. Because he's going to have to go so slow through the chicane. He might lose it on the exit of the chicane. He would normally go into the leader, but Harry is going to come across the line in first. Is Badabig somehow going to hold on to this position? Maybe. Oh, so that was well played in the final chicane there from Badabig to hold on to 4th. Instead of Klinger who gets 5th, Arfaxad in 6th, Jack 7th, Pyro in 8th, Ross in 9th. Also comes across in 10th. And then we've got the cars with the punches at the back. We've got VX has got a double front puncture and is about to be joined by the rear tyres fairly soon. But he hasn't spun it. Taz, he's definitely spun it. His front tyres haven't quite joined the rear tyres in being punctured yet. But this is going to take a minute for Taz to get around to the finish. So we will give him a little bit of screen time. Watch him do some donuts. We'll go and have a look at not the standings because they haven't been updated, but we do have is the stewards' results. So, yeah, that's still spinning. So, for that incident with Pyro, Primecall and Harry, actually Primecall and Harry both got a 5-second penalty. I'm not really sure I agree with Harry getting a penalty for that. Primecall, absolutely. He brakes too late. Is he close to the braking zone? Yes. But he's not that close to the braking zone. And then we do have a penalty for Badabig. It was on lap 1. I think that might have been in the sprint race that we didn't really catch. But that actually gives Badabig a race ban for the next round, which is going to kind of end his championship run right there, as long as something doesn't go wrong for Harry. Let's look at the standings, how they were before the stewards. So obviously we know something's going to change. Harry's still leading the championship anyway. Badabig with that 10-second penalty is going to lose points. So a good round for Harry, and he can wrap it up with a round to spare. Astro's up into third with a P1 and a P2, so that was a really good round. Overtakes Taz by 1 point. Got Prime Claw in 5th, Jax holding on to 6th, which is giving Citroen a pretty commanding lead in the Constructors. Then we've got Arukis in 7th, who missed this round. Got Otto in 8th, Klinger in 9th. Ross still holding on to the top 10, just ahead of Pyro. And it's quite a close battle for 2nd in the Constructors' Championship, but it's a 75-point lead for Citroen. So they could potentially wrap it up after next week if they have another good round. So yeah, that'll be interesting. And it's Kyoto as well. It's going to be a pretty interesting track. High tyre wear. Possibly some different strategies. Possibly some different strategies even in the sprint race with how high the tyre wear is. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, join us for that next one. Next week, same time, same place. See you guys next week.